Alexa TV presents in 3, 2, 1. Dateline Schools with your host, Terry Harrington.
All this week on Dateline Schools, has been talking about year-round schools and talking to Cros-Lex Superintendent Kevin Miller, who implemented a year-round calendar last year and is beginning the second year of the program this week. And Kevin, what do you see the future of year-round calendar? Do you think this is something that a lot of districts are going to be going to in the future?
Well, the governor in his State of the State address specifically mentioned year-round, and then we were asked by the governor's office to provide references of families and people in our district for the media, and we got media calls after his press conference because on the release was information about Cros-Lex. That tells you from a statewide, from our governor and from our legislature, I think we're going to see it come from a legislative point of view, a lot of incentives to do that in districts all over our state. So I think in the next 3 to 5 years, you're going to see 100 districts with year-round programs. We've given advice to probably 30 districts this year, whether it be visiting our district and sitting down with our staff and talking about it, to phone conferences with all of their staff being in a conference room and then on the phone with us, to individual sessions that we've done at school improvement conferences where we've had 100 people in the audience asking us questions about it. So we've given lots of advice through the year on how we did it, why we did it that way, how successful it's been, and then help them analyze how they're looking at doing it and trying to poke holes maybe in how they're doing it and help them to improve it.
Now you're not a small district by comparison, but you're not one of the largest in the state. Do you think that has an advantage to implement something like this?
The larger you are, the easier it is. It's actually tougher to do it in smaller because you have smaller section sizes but per grade level. So if you only have 60 kids in a grade level, you've got to get half of those kids to go year-round to offer a section of it. If you're 170 to 180 kids in a grade level like we are, we can get 30 kids out of 180 and we can offer a section per grade level in that. For a larger district than that, they can draw from their entire community. For Port Huron, for instance, open a building that's year-round and draw in from all of their buildings and those people want to go to year-round. So I think the larger you are, the easier it is to get to year-round programs.
And also this week, Chris Collins and his staff at Cleveland Elementary in Port Huron are implementing their year-round calendar. What advice do you have for them based on your experience?
We actually sat down with Chris. I'm very impressed with him as a principal, and his staff coming forward to doing this has been fantastic. And Aaron Eastman, one of the curriculum folks in Port Huron, we went through our entire program. They've since asked us questions, as they've begun to implement it. Really proud of what they're doing. They've laid out a very good program and actually are starting next week on Monday with their program. And I'm interested to talk to them and help them along the way if they have any questions on tweaking their program.
For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry Harrington. Dateline Schools is a production of St. Clair County Reset.